Now guys, if you currently have a helium miner, congratulations, you own one of the hottest pieces on tech in the crypto world for long-term money making, and I'm in long-term money making, not into short-term making a profit every day, because you should view every investment that you make in crypto as a long-term investment. So for example, if of course what happens right now is Bitcoin went down, so helium prices also went down. In a few years, who's gonna care about that? If helium, for example, goes to 200, you won't be bothered that it's now a little lower than that. Now, this is not financial advice from my side, of course, just my own subjective opinion. But as you can see, depending on where you have your miner, you could be making a whopping 72 helium per month. Now, of course, this is a miner that has been placed in a very good place. And then again, there are other miners that just make a humble 8.6 per month or even 1 per month. So this is just a broad picture of what is possible, how much you can earn per month with helium. And I'm not shilling this, guys. We are looking at public numbers here. There are people out there that are breaking even within the first 30 days. And of course, you can still get helium miners from the manufacturer. From Linxdot, for example, you have the link in the description where you get 3% off, but as we'll see later, it might take a while until they arrive at your front door. So this is the expected yield from your Helium Hotspot. However, this is not the only thing to consider, because of course you need to take a look into the typography, into your surrounding, and maybe you want to simulate your hotspot mining environment before you actually go out and buy a hotspot miner. So Hotspot RF allows you exactly that. And again, there's a link in the description that you can use to get 10 free simulation units. So for example, as you can see here, this is simulation of a hotspot miner that is just about connected to half of the planet. And as you can see, it also takes into consideration typography and gives you an estimate of how much you are gonna make. So as you can see, this is how it looks like in reality. You set up a point somewhere on the map, then this red dot is gonna appear, then you set up your frequency. In my case, it will be UK, Ireland, and European Union. With the Bobcat, for example, you will get an antenna that has a strength of 4 dBi, and more dBi does not have to mean that the antenna is better. It depends on your surrounding, but more on that later. Then since the antenna is directly in the device, we have no cable loss, and let's say the height is 5 meters, let's say it's outdoors, and we could simulate a point here and compare it to, for example, from another location. So for example, if you are not sure whether or not you should set up your helium miner in your apartment or in a friend's apartment or your mom's apartment, whatever, be aware that the surrounding and the typography is important. And if you want to be very anal and very objective about that, I would highly suggest that you use a service such as Hotspot RF. And as I said earlier, the link is in the description. And one last link that I have for you, besides the link to the Linxdot miner and Hotspot RF, is the link to RK Wireless, where you can get a 5.8 dBi, an 8 dBi, or even a 12 dBi antenna. And this is basically 4 to 12 dBi, I would say, is mostly interesting for people who don't live in the bloody city center, where 3-4 dBi would be all right. You don't need actually a lot more, because you will be covering a lot of area around you. However, if you live in the suburbs, a little outside of the city, you will need something that will basically send a signal from the suburb all the way to the city, but it won't cover much area around you. It will cover a more narrow cone, so to speak. And this is why you should, even before your helium miner arrives, now depending on when you have ordered, every one of you will get a different estimated time when he'll receive his helium miner. You should order your antenna before your helium miner arrives, in my opinion, because at the moment they are so scarce that people that it just takes a while until your antenna arrives. And guys, whether or not you get yourself a helium miner or an antenna, make sure if you order internationally that you take into consideration that you might have to pay customs on that as well. Now, where can you get Linxdot miners, helium miners? For a long time, Linxdot was the number one when it came to shipment times. However, if you order right now, your shipment date is late January 2022, which might sound like it's very late, but it's still better than other manufacturers out there. And as I said earlier, this is clearly a sign that getting a helium miner is a long-term investment, not something that you get right now to make a quick profit. However, if you want to pay the fair price, but wait over a year for your helium miner, use the link in the description. You will get 3% off. Or if you say to yourself, I can't wait, I have to get it right now, feel free to browse on eBay. However, as you can see right now, they are very, very, very expensive. And I don't know who wants to pay these prices, but it might take a while until these things, if you, for example, decide to pay 700 or 1,600 euros for a helium mining unit, it might take a long time until these things actually break even. So be aware, of course, that this is just my personal opinion and not financial advice. However, if you don't want to pay the ridiculous prices that retailers want you to pay at the moment, check the link in the description. You'll find the Linxdot store with 3% off. And if you have any questions about helium, your own experience, make sure to put it in the comments down below. I would love to see that. And also, if this video helped you or entertained you in any way, which I of course hope, leave it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel with the notification bell. And guys, thank you so much for your attention, and see you soon. Bye bye.